Alongside Rob Lewis, I'm Austin Price for the 2-minute drill on this Wednesday. Jeremy Pruitt, after a couple of days ago saying it would take a bad week on the practice field for Brian Maurer not to start, he went ahead and just named him the starter on Wednesday in what was less than shocking news.
Yeah, I don't think anybody expected anything different. And even Jeremy on Monday said he would have to have a, quote, really bad week of practice. Apparently he's not had a really bad week of practice, and it sounds like it's Maurer's job right now, barring injury, I would say, because if you're going to make this move, I don't think you want to, put him on a short leash where he's looking over his shoulder. I mean, I think it's his.
Tennessee did go, not full pads on this Wednesday, so, Riley Lockley or so Trey Smith could get more work in. As you know, Trey doesn't normally practice Tuesday, Wednesdays because it's full pads, but today he was able to get work in because they weren't in full pads.
Yeah, and Jeremy also referenced the fact that they had a noon kickoff, at Mississippi State, a little bit less recovery time. I would imagine also playing a physical opponent like Georgia contributed to wanting to back off a little bit this week, and gave Brandon Kenny a day off, which is not unusual. I mean, for him coming back from the ACL, so dialed it back a little bit today on Wednesday, which is not really his nature.
Also acknowledging that Tennessee's got to be able to run the football this week. Mississippi State's given up some yards on the ground. Tennessee's got to be able to exploit that and at least commit to the run more.
Yeah, I mean, and that would be the case in any event, but I think it's even more so when you're playing a true freshman quarterback. I mean, last week, it got a little better in the second half, but mostly just because, Jeremy was killing clock, wanting to get out of there. But the first half, they threw it 20 times, ran it 10 times. But the problem is it's been like banging your head against the wall. I mean, I know Georgia and Florida are really good on defense, granted, but Tennessee's averaging 2.8 yards per carry in their 2 SEC games this year, and that's just not going to get it done. You got to find some answers up there.
Finally getting out the door, Brandon Johnson will redshirt the rest of the season. Brandon's parents and Brandon sat down with Coach Pruitt. They decided in the best interest of him, he's going to not play the rest of the year because so many guys were in front of him and he was only playing 8 to 12 snaps a game.
Yeah, I think that's a really good move for all parties involved. I mean, it's incredible to think. You go back 2 years ago, Brandon led the team in receptions. I mean, part of that, Jawan was hurt, but still, leading the team in receptions is leading the team in receptions. That went from 38 catches 2 years ago all the way down to 12, and as you mentioned, barely seeing the field right now when you got, Callaway, Jennings, Josh Palmer, and then you have younger guys like Ramel Keaton and Cedric Tillman passing him up. I really like the move for Brandon and the program.
All right, for the guy that leads the staff and coffee cups drink and the guy that leads the staff and French fries eat, back to you in the general's quarters.